No one's on yet. It's only been like 10 seconds. Going to wait till some people are on. Hello. How are you? I know it's been forever since I've done a live, and I'm sorry about that. It's been really hectic as of lately. Not so much as it should be to keep me away from doing lives, but yeah. So this is a question and answer video because I haven't done one in forever. I was going to film it and then put it up later on, but my camera was dying midway through when I was filming this makeup video. So I figured I'll just do it live. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them and I'll answer them. I'm going to read off some questions I've gotten recently and answer them so that those who watch this video a little bit after this live is up, then they can know what the questions were and how I answer them. Have you seen any films or shows that depict mental health symptoms that are relatable to yours? Do you think that people treat you differently learning about your schizophrenia? So let's answer the first question first. I know there are videos about schizophrenia or schizoaffective disorder or BPD or depression, but I haven't seen a lot of them. I've seen The Voices, which is a Ryan Reynolds movie, which is supposed to be comedic, and it is funny, but it still plays along with what the schizophrenics hear. Like, we hear voices inside, outside, coming from other objects or people or animals, and it displays that in the movie. And it's very important that it's displayed in the movie because it shows people that this is something that happens. Now, I'm not saying we're going to go off killing people like in the movie he does, but it shows how it isolates you and makes you feel lonely and you start to crave people's attention sometimes. So The Voices is a good movie. Just remind yourself it is a comedy movie. It does have Ryan Reynolds in it. He does a really good job. But there are other movies out there that I've heard of that I don't remember the name of that do talk about schizophrenia and has schizophrenic episodes and tendencies inside the movie and shows. There was a horror one that was on Shudder, the Shudder app on Roku. It's a horror app. I didn't get to watch it before we got off of Shudder because we couldn't afford it. But I didn't get to watch it. It was supposed to be about this woman who hears voices, but it could possibly be spirits, etc. So I didn't get to watch it. I don't know anything about it. I don't remember the name of it. But that's another movie. And I recall another one that I heard about. I can't remember. There's a Johnny Depp movie that talks about mental illness, but I don't think it's schizophrenia. I wonder what. Let me see if I can find it. I think I remember watching it. But it. I don't think it has to do with schizophrenia. It had to do with some other mental illness. So ask away your questions while I look this up. Let's see. Johnny Depp. It's one of his older movies back when he was younger. If you hear noises in the background, that's my roommate, by the way. My apologies. They are up. It is 8:52 at night. Here, at least. Let's see. I don't know how far back to go. Secret Window is another mental health video that kind of explains mental health that he does. It doesn't say this is a mental health, like he has a mental health issue, but you can tell he's suffering from some kind of mental health issue. When you playing Ichabod Crane was another mental health issue kind of character, but again, it doesn't say that it's a mental health character, but you can tell he has a mental health issue. Where is it? I'm not finding it, guys. I think it's Benny and Joan. I could be wrong. I think it's Benny and Joan. I'm not seeing anything else that clicks for me. So I'm not sure about any other mental health videos or movies that I can think of that that I know the name of. I have heard of some, but I just don't remember any of them. Do you find that people treat you differently when learning about your schizophrenia? Not around where I live. Surprisingly, no one really treats me differently. Back when I lived in Florida, it was slightly different. When people learned that I had mental health issues, such as schizoaffective or schizophrenia at the time, they treated me nicely. They wanted to make sure that they, when they talked to me, they pronounced things properly, so I understood what they were saying. I hear a child knocking at the door. Anyway, let me go check that. She's knocking on the bedroom door upstairs. Just sounds like it's my door because it's right next door to her door. Let's answer more questions. What do you think would help normalize or get rid of the stigma with schizophrenia or BPD? If more things educated about it. You know how there's so much documentaries on Netflix and Hulu. If there were more documentaries about mental health, that would help. It would help stabilize it and make people know that it's a thing. Not everyone with schizophrenia is going to go off killing people, and they're not going to become serial killers like Jeffrey Dahmer, who had BPD. And that not everyone with mental illnesses become criminals in some way. So is the live chat even working? Are you guys able to send me anything? Because I see that people are here, but I'm not seeing you guys send me anything over live chat. So, just more documentaries about it. I haven't seen one documentary that talks about mental illness whatsoever. How I learned about my mental disorders is by reading about it, by going to the library or to the bookstores or going online. But I wasn't able to find anything like through movies or documentaries. I didn't even look it up on YouTube because some people do fake that stuff to get attention. And I used to be accused of that. And I had to put up my medication video to prove otherwise, that I do have medication for these disorders. I do see a psychiatrist, or I used to see a psychologist. Just thought I saw something, but nothing's there. A psychologist and a counselor. I used to see a counselor as well. I was going to be Baker Act. I was going to send myself into a psychiatric hospital. Just a lot of things that I wish that I had known about beforehand. Okay, how has the pandemic affected your mental health? Surprisingly, not so much, because I've always been an inside person where I don't go outside very often. So I've always quarantined myself inside. Back before I started taking medications, I used to quarantine myself in my bedroom a lot, in my closet a lot, because I didn't want anyone seeing that I had mental illness. So I used to hide a lot in my bedroom or in my closet in my bedroom, just to keep away from my episodes showing themselves in front of other people, when I felt them coming on, at least. When I didn't feel them coming on, well, then people saw that I had some kind of issue. and they dealt with it the way they dealt with it, and that's how we live lives. So how it's affecting me now is not so much. I mean, it sucks that you're supposed to quarantine yourself. It makes you want to go out and do things instead of staying inside because you're not allowed to do it. But it hasn't affected me that much whatsoever. Let's see what else. I have a couple of others saved. How would you know if you were having a visual hallucination? How would you know if it isn't real? I wrote down to this person who asked this question. I usually look to my husband or my dog if they're not responding to what I have seen or seen. I just assume it's my disorder. So usually whenever I'm seeing something, like I just saw a flash of something not even a moment ago over there, I just sum it up that it must not be real. Because it flashes for me, like sometimes it will just pop up and disappear. And sometimes it will stay there until I look away and come back at it. So I do that a lot. I kind of look away and look back. And or I see if one of my cats have looked at it, or if my dog has looked at it, or if Zach has responded to it. Zach, who is my husband or fiance right now, technically. And I see if they respond to it, and if they haven't, then I just kind of assume, well, that must have not been real. That must have been my disorder, and that's how I kind of respond to my visual hallucinations. When I'm, oh, sorry, it's time for me to take my medication. Excuse me. Sorry about that. It's just to take my medication at exactly 9 o'clock, and I tend to forget if I don't. So anyhow, you can hear their daughter screaming for her mother. Sorry about that. Why do a lot of them kill? They didn't word this properly. Why do a lot of them kill themselves? Aren't they on medication for that? So if they are on meds, they still gonna react on the voices? Scary. I'm guessing you mean people who are on medications for depression usually still have depression. It takes about 3 months for medication to kick in for any disorder because it's rerouting your chemicals and fixing them and getting them straight and connected. And sometimes they don't work. So you have to wait after 3 months to see if they officially have worked. And in the process, you can actually get worse in waiting because it's still messing with your chemicals, and your chemicals are still going unbalanced. And it's like, hey, what are you doing? You want to do this and that and this and that. I've experienced when I was waiting for my medications a lot of hallucinations and a lot of voices. I've never gotten more suicidal on medications while waiting for medications to go through, but I have gotten extremely tired on them to the point that I would fall asleep during the day. Like if I don't take my Wellbutrin in the morning, I will fall asleep very easily because of my Abilify that I take at night. So they give you combinations of medications to help get rid of certain symptoms you might have of other medications you're supposed to be on. Excuse me. Say you're on an antipsychotic for schizophrenia. You're hearing voices, you're seeing things, you're having mood swings, etc. You might have severe depression while you're on that medication. So they're going to combine you with a antidepressant medication that will help control that symptom. And that's why you get so many medications when you have mental disorders, because they're trying to fix one problem and then fix another problem that medication might cause you. And so you get combinations of medications. And a lot of people don't want to have more than one medication. So they are stuck with the symptoms that they have. For example, I'm on Abilify. It helps with mood disorders and it helps with schizophrenia. My schizophrenia has calmed down. My BPD has just gone away completely. I don't have borderline personality disorder episodes much anymore. I get angry sometimes, but not like instant extreme anger that I used to feel. I used to be terrible. I was so bad. And the Abilify just took it all away. But I still occasionally see things. It's nothing big and it's not that often, so I don't film videos about it. So if I wanted to, I could tell my psychiatrist about it and she would either up me on my Abilify or give me something else to counteract those symptoms to make them calm down. But I don't need that. I don't they're not that bad. So I haven't told her about them. I should, but I haven't. So why people commit suicide or try to commit suicide is because of those reasons. It can up you, it can down you, it can cause you other symptoms you've never had before. And it's a thing you have to get around and get through. So if they're on meds, they're still gonna react to voices. Not all the time. Like, for example, I don't hear voices anymore on the Abilify, but I still see things. Some medications you just have to figure out what symptoms you want to deal with and some symptoms you don't want to deal with. So you have to be careful with that. Do you take antipsychotics? Yes, I do. I take Abilify. I think it's an antipsychotic. I hope it is because that's what I'm supposed to be on. Yes, I do. It's Abilify. May I ask if it's possible to touch hallucinations, and if so, what does it feel like, and what happens to response from the hallucinations? I said I don't think it's possible to touch hallucinations since they aren't exactly real. They aren't solid metafications, but that's just my opinion and experience. I've never gotten close to my visual hallucinations to physically touch them. I don't think you would be able to since they're technically not supposed to be real. You're seeing them, it's a chemical imbalance, they're there for you, they're real for you, but they're not real at the same time. So touching them might be impossible because it's not real. It's just the only explanation I can give. What medications do you take? I take Abilify and Wellbutrin. Wellbutrin is supposed to help, like, balance out my weight, and it's supposed to keep me awake throughout the day and inspire me to do things. This is my Abilify. I don't want to show you my address or show the address that's on the bottle, so I'm not going to show you completely. Well, I can do this. Actually, can't really see it. This is my Wellbutrin. And it helps keep me awake. It inspires me a little bit, better than what I used to be. And I have Abilify, it's over there. I'm not gonna pick it up. I just did. I don't want to pick it up again. Why do a lot of kill yourself on medication? So they're I already did this one. So that's all that I've got. No one's commenting on the live chat. I don't know if you guys are capable of commenting on the live chat or if it's just not working or something along those lines. But no one's commenting on the live chat, so I don't have any more questions to go off of. So I'm probably going to get off now, and I froze. My apologies. I'm gonna get off now because it's freezing. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you'd like to see more mental health videos, makeup videos, etc., just keep on watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.